All right, folks, welcome to the. Well, actually, we're going to change it. It used to be the still unnamed sports and entertainment show, but we do have a name. You guys ready to reveal it?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to call our new show. We've decided to call it On the Clock. Sports and entertainment.
On the clock.
Oh, but we're not going to have a clock this week, but I'll have a clock for next week.
All right.
We should hire somebody to sit in the corner and just have like a little 15-minute timer. Scream at us.
We should have a hot chick sit there, like every kind of unrobe, and every time it gets close. Yeah.
You want to get us arrested?
Hey, we're not.
What are you doing? These guys are doing soft porn.
We'll be put on Pornhub.
Make money there.
Yeah, 350-year-old guys.
Three guys talking and a girl stripping. What the hell is that?
Then we'll have some NFTs made up. We'll give away some Dogecoin. By the way, Dogecoin. What are your thoughts now, Jay?
Oh my God! I was just looking at it. It's at 46 cents right now.
Whoa!
Well, I was watching it. Were you watching it on Saturday night?
I was driving. I was doing Uber, but I kind of pulled over when he did.
It was weird because I think everybody expected it to go crazy after his monologue. And it went up. It skyrocketed prior to the monologue. Like it was like 10 minutes prior to SNL went on, and it hit a high of like 73 or 75 cents. And people were like freaking out. And then they thought maybe it would hit $1 after his monologue. But what everybody I think decided to do was start to sell off, and it was dropping like considerably within the first like 7 minutes.
That's the thing. I work with a guy. He's so into this now. I get to hear about Dogecoin and everything. Frank, when are you going to get on? Frank, when are you going to get on? I'll get on soon enough. But he's going, dude, he's like, he watches like every hour. He's like, oh, let's see what it's doing now. I'm like, what's it up? 0.3 cents?
Dude, I've been watching it every 3 seconds.
What'd you gain? $6?
Well, no, it's amazing because it all depends, I guess, how much you invest in it.
Right.
But what is incredible that they were saying is this one kid put $100 in on January 1st. And last week it was worth $121,000. That's when you sell it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when you got to get out. Maybe keep like $5,000 in there to play. But at that point, why would you even take a chance? And I don't know if he sold it, because if he didn't, well, that was at a high of like 60 something when it was 121. So it probably went a little higher when it hit 75 cents over Saturday night. But now it's only at, right now it's at 46 cents. And it was I was waiting honestly for it to drop in the 30s and then possibly think about purchasing then.
I bought $200 more on Friday.
Oh, dude, but how much? At what? How much?
60 something cents.
That's a lot.
But my average cost was only 27 cents because I bought my other at 17 cents.
Okay, so your average cost is at 27. So as long as you don't dip below that, you're technically not losing any money.
Look what happened the other day. Yesterday for Mother's Day, and all the moms out there who are listening or will listen in the future, happy Mother's Day. So my sister and nieces came over. My nieces are big into this stuff, right? And they were saying, first my sister was saying, oh, look at this. Snoop Dogg is big into Doge. Well, there's the pot smoking crew. There's the hip hop crew. Then she's like, oh, Gene Simmons loves Doge. There's the hard rockers right there. People are into it. And Mark Cuban, is a big, owns the Mavericks, and
they're accepting it. The Dallas Mavericks accept Dogecoin.
I love you, sweetie.
And most of his, he said, most of his purchases lately are Dogecoin. Right. As soon as it hits, now I saw a tweet last night. No, this morning when I woke up, Elon Musk tweeted something about a rocket being launched.
Well, he always does.
For my Dogecoin.
Did he really? But it didn't do anything this morning. I mean, I don't know
if it was real or not, because I saw that this morning. He did it last night. So, but you know what? Everybody who wants to take their profits out, do it now.
Well, isn't it incredible that one man can say something like on a social media account these days, and people will just go ballistic and buy? Like that's how crazy it is. Like that guy can get rich off of just saying something if he has nothing, because everybody will buy if he's got money in it. You know what I mean? It blows my mind.
Then I read yesterday, one of my morning newsletters I get emailed to me. that one kid actually became a millionaire on paper because of it.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's pretty wild. But I don't think it's gonna. I don't know. I mean, I have no predictions. I thought it would hit $1 on Saturday night, but I was also watching the Canelo fight.
You know what? It was funny because he, like you said before, we were discussing in the monologue when just his mom mentioned it, it dropped.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
So during the weekend update segment, when he comes out as somebody else, but discussing Dogecoin, then it went back up again. Because he kind of, but then he says, he kind of validated it for a second. Then he goes and says, oh, it's a hustle. That kind of like,
you got to be right. Once he says something like that, people freak out and they start selling off their, you know.
There's our buddy Kurt Valenti from the K&K Sports Show. What's up, Kay? What's up, Kurt?
What's up, Kurt?
Hey, Kurt, you gotta call me. I need your YouTube. You know, we discussed.
So how much have you put in, Bobby?
$400 so far.
It's not bad.
And I have yeah, like I said, I'm and my nieces were telling me some other ones that are even like there's a new one coming out that's like 0.007 right now.
Oh
that's
yeah, I heard.
If you want to buy.
Yeah, but you can't buy all of them on Robinhood.
No, you got to find other avenues.
Like US coin or US Hoj or Hoj coin or something like that.
There was a weird one that was like it's literally like a 100th of a cent. Like, so if you buy it and it goes to it's below 1 cent the value.
And that's what you want.
Right, exactly. But you're hoping that like you could buy like 1 million, you know, of these I don't know, million quantities, right? Is that what they call them? And you could buy for like, you know, $20, not even.
But I think what's going to happen though, Dogecoin is going to make crypto a reality for a wider cross section of the world. Everybody knew of Bitcoin. All right, if you know Bitcoin and you're into it, you know about Ethereum. But Dogecoin is going to make it accessible and validated for the rest of the population. So I don't think it's going. I think it's only going to go up eventually. And all we need is like Elon Musk to say, "Hey, if you want to buy a Tesla with Dogecoin, go ahead."
Exactly.
If Amazon goes out and says you could pay for your Amazon Prime products and whatever you buy on Amazon with Dogecoin, it's going to flip. It's going to go nuts.
Right. Exactly. Do you think that currency as we know it is going to be obsolete in 50 years?
Well, isn't that the whole idea of isn't that the conspiracy theory of what's going on with COVID and vaccinations anyway? They want a centralized monetary system.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, real quick, Kurt is on tomorrow night with All In on High School Sports, the K&K Sports Show, the big show on Wednesdays, and Wits and Wagers on Thursdays. Thanks for checking in, Kurt. Give me a buzz later. So, what else you got, guys? What's new in the sports world? I know I had a crazy weekend of working, and I'm exhausted, but now I'm pretty revved up. We got a couple topics.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. He's done. He's gone, right, for the remainder of the season. Team said
from his wrist.
Averaged 25 points on the year, 48% shooting from the field. Big loss.
I mean, they still got Tatum. They still got Kemba Walker.
Yeah,
role players.
Kemba Walker's been crazy streaky this year. Maybe because the ball's not in his hands as much.
So, guys, what are you, real quick, you mentioned real quick the NBA and stuff. So, I'm a Nets fan. I'm a diehard Nets fan. You know, I don't have the camera on it yet, but I have my Nets up, and I got jerseys galore. I'm going to buy more, you know, in a few weeks. Now, as a non-Nets fan, what's your thoughts of the team after their 4-game losing streak, yet comeback win versus Denver heading into the playoffs?
I think, to be honest, to win it all, I think they need all 3 stars there.
Yeah.
Well, I think I just hold on. You know what? Now that you mentioned that, I believe I had an update. All right, Harden is closing in on a return. Could be back as early as Wednesday versus the Spurs.
How many more games are left in the season? 5? 6? 4?
I think 4 for the Nets. 4. So
right. So they have 4 more games. He comes back. He's not going to play at full he obviously won't be at full force for those 4 games. They'll probably play him 25 to maybe 28 minutes a game. They'll probably go 2-2 at the worst. They'll end up with the 2nd seed, as it looks, maybe the 3rd seed.
Well, yeah, they got to watch out. Milwaukee's right behind them. They're only
that doesn't hurt, but that's irrelevant to me. 2 and 3. I mean, who are they playing at 2 and 3? You're playing
Atlanta.
Right now, the 2nd seed would play the Atlanta. They would play the Atlanta Hawks, right? And then the Bucks would play the Miami Heat. So the question is, would you rather play the Hawks or the Heat? And the Hawks are playing good basketball this year, but the Heat has probably better overall talent. So
and what I was saying before, but also, I think the Heat would have I think the Heat and Knicks would be a fantastic series to watch.
The Heat and Nets?
No, the Heat and Knicks.
And Knicks. Well, that wouldn't come right away, though. That would have to come probably in the 2nd round. The Nets would possibly play the Heat in the 1st round.
Yeah.
So the Nets against the Heat could be interesting if the Nets do not have those 3 players at full force.
Interesting.
I mean, personally, I'm not a huge Heat fan, but they have pretty solid players, and they have the same players that took them to the finals.
They got that team. As long as their chemistry is there, and as long as those guys aren't injured, they got a pretty dangerous team.
Every year, we say that, and they
Butler, Goran Dragic, Bam. I forgot how to say his last name.
Say it.
I don't know.
Abadi. They got Robinson, who can hit the 3 when it's on.
Didn't they just pick up somebody?
Yeah, they picked up. He was a good player. Out of Houston, the trade.
That's the wrong damn thing. What the hell was that?
PJ Tucker?
No. With a V, his last name.
Come on, Frank. You're Mr. Sports.
Yeah, come on, Frank.
I can't think.
Victor Oladipo.
Oh, he's from the
Oladipo, when healthy,
Oladipo, yeah,
is an all-star. So if he could get hot, I would not want to play the Miami Heat in the 1st round of the playoffs if you're the Nets, because they've only played 5 games, right, with those 3. So the reality is that they may play 7 or 8 going into the playoffs with those 3. I don't know if that's really I don't think that's a great matchup. Wouldn't that be amazing if they got knocked out in the 1st round?
Guys, real quick, breaking news, sports and entertainment related. Alex Rodriguez is very upset that J-Lo hung out with Ben Affleck this weekend.
Oh, stop it.
Let it go.
I love that couple, though. That was a couple to root for, man.
No, it wasn't.
She's our age, by the way,
She is. So is he. He's not far off.
That's her problem.
Oh, come on.
Wait, you loved what couple? You love the A-Rod couple or the?
I love A-Rod. I love the A-Rod and J-Lo together. I love that power couple.
That was a power couple,
right? Sports entertainment.
He's done some good. Yeah, he's done some good things. He's done some good things.
So this is the Miami Heat starting. This is the Miami Heat roster. Jimmy Butler. We forgot about Tyler Hero.
Exactly.
Victor Oladipo, Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson's pretty good.
Yep.
Trevor Ariza, Goran Dragic. It says Udonis Haslem. He's still on the team?
Yeah, I think so.
What is he, 90?
Yeah, he plays in the playoffs only.
But those guys right there, those guys start clicking, you're going to have your hands full.
Agreed. They have a bet. You can make a case that they have a better bench than the Nets.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
The Nets bench is so underrated.
Who's in the Nets bench other than Blake Griffin?
Exactly. Name him.
Blake Griffin's starting now.
Oh, even worse.
You got anywhere from you got Tyler Johnson, who's a backup point guard, who's a good role player. You got Nick Claxton is going to be a star one day.
All right, Claxton's all right.
And you know what? I read about Nick Claxton. He grew up. His father was a coach, so he grew up as a point guard. Then he had a growth spurt. So he grew up covering smaller players, and he took that into the NBA. So he can switch off anybody and cover almost anybody from 1 to 5. Okay, you got the shooter, Shamit, who has been hot lately. Get back to the starting 5. Yeah, I think Joe Harris is so underlooked. It's not even funny.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But guys, Kendrick Nunn, which is a very good player for the Heat. They have Iggy still. All these years. Okay, solid defensive player. Haslam, I don't even know if he plays too much. I mean, they have some interesting players. I mean, listen, they made it to the finals last year. They have great coaching. They have great leadership. I mean, if they're the team that's going to scare them in the first, that's not a team I would want to play in the first round. That's all I'm saying. I mean, yeah, if the Nets are playing on all cylinders and winning, and doing well, and the chemistry's there, they're probably untouchable. But is that going to happen, or is it going to be like, are they one season behind right now? Is it a little too late this year for them to catch fire? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe they can catch fire in 2 games, and get hot, but they can't get injured.
I mean, it can't be a season-ending injury. They could probably withstand a 1 or 2 game injury here and there. No, it can't be.
I mean, are we talking about the Nets if they play Miami?
Yeah.
I know, dude. I'm serious.
Right.
They need all 3 of those monsters playing in that lineup.
They do.
Against
Miami, they do.
If one of those guys are out, it's going to diminish their chances. I don't think their bench is strong enough to compensate for a James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Definitely not a Kevin Durant.
Right. I mean,
and Blake Griffin is don't forget he had surgery, so he's now getting into shape and playing at a very high level.
Blake Griffin's having a good year for a guy who a couple of years he was just drowned out, and a bunch of teams just kept getting traded around like a bad habit. He finally came into his own. He's not really dunking anymore. Now he's hitting a 3, which is good. So he's broadened his range of shooting. And you need those 3 guys.
I read a crazy
stat. Are almost impossible to stop.
Did you know that Blake Griffin did not have a dunk in like 2 years?
Yes.
I don't even know how that's possible.
Until he came here, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how that's possible though. Like, how is that possible? Like,
so guys, I'm not a NBA guy as far as I'm a Nets guy, diehard in and out. Who do you guys see from the Western Conference? Who do you like? Are the Lakers in trouble?
Lakers are definitely in trouble if they don't get their act together.
Yeah, they're absolutely in trouble.
Do you want to talk about LeBron wants to cry about not playing in the playing game? Well, bro, you got to get better. You got to start winning.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Davis had a huge game last night. I think he put up like 40 points.
He did.
He's had a very good game the last 2 games, and that will help them. But they will not win just with him. It's proven now. You need LeBron James. Now, LeBron James is going to possibly come. They're not going to play him back-to-back nights, probably. So if he comes back, he probably will not play against. I think it's the Knicks. He won't see action against, but he's probably going to get action against Houston, which would make sense to get him back into the swing of things. But reality of it is that if they're not healthy too, I don't know if they make it out of the first round. And that's crazy to say. Now, the team that I think is going to win this year, because they've been flying under the radar, are the Clippers. I mean, I see it's going to be a fairly easy path for them, really. I think that nobody's talked about him this year. Kawhi is flying under the radar. Paul George, they haven't spoken too much about him. They're solid across the board. They're 45-23 on the year. I think they're battling right now with the Nuggets for the 3rd and 4th seed. But I don't think Utah will do. Utah has played really well this year, right? I mean, they've 18 losses. They're 2 games up on Phoenix, and Phoenix is doing really well too. But I just think from the experience that the Clippers have, I think out in the West, I think they're going to be tough. They're going to be really, really tough.
Here's the problem with Utah. Name their top 2 players.
Right. Rudy Gobert and Mitchell.
Okay. I was thinking, all right. I think Denver has a real good team. The Clippers have a real good team.
I don't think if I'm the any playoff team in the West, I don't know if I want to play Denver. Between
I don't disagree.
Jokic,
but Denver, Murray's hurt.
Oh, Murray's hurt.
Murray's hurt, and that's going to probably be.
Yeah.
Murray went off last year in the playoffs.
Yeah,
in the bubble, he was like unstoppable.
Well, not only him, for a while there, especially when they were playing the Lakers, they couldn't stop Jokic, man.
Well,
he was dangerous.
He's going to win the MVP.
It's going to be fun. I mean, I think it's pretty wide open on either side this year. Hey, Frank, I know you're a huge Lakers fan. Do you have any problem? I think somebody came out with a list recently of they tiered which Lakers meant the most to the franchise, and like LeBron was like on the second tier.
That's fine with me.
That makes sense. That would
sure.
I
think
all the LeBron fans are like, oh my God, he should be on the top tier.
Why?
And again, what England was on the second
for 3 years.
If he started out as a Laker and still was a Laker, then I maybe say, yeah, you have an argument there. But he didn't. He's been with the team, 3 years?
Right. This is his third year.
You can't put him over Kobe. You can't put him over Magic. You can't put him over Kareem. You can't even put him over Jerry West.
Right.
Well, Jerry West, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got to find that meme. Next week, I'll post it. I forgot all about that. I remember seeing it. I believe they had LeBron on a tier 2 with West, Will Chamberlain, and there was somebody else.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
I mean, now, mind you, if he finds a way to win a championship this year, very impressive. Maybe, possibly one of his most impressive years, if he could pull it off. I think it's going to be really, really difficult for them to win a championship this year.
I think the key, there's in my opinion, there's 3 keys to that. It's keeping LeBron healthy, keeping Anthony Davis healthy, and I think they really need good point guard play from Schroeder.
Oh, absolutely.
Him to distribute the ball. I don't want to hear about LeBron bringing up the ball. No, you need LeBron down low. You need LeBron on the wing shooting a 3. You need LeBron, in the paint, possibly posting up some of these smaller guards or guys that are kind of like a hybrid center or something like that.
Yeah, I think
if you don't get that play from those 3 guys, again, that's like the Nets. You don't get a play from, you're not going to win it because there are going to be a lot of teams who can take out those 2 of those guys if one of them's out.
But do you think that the Lakers are struggling this year? Yes, they're struggling because of injuries, but why are those injuries happening? They're happening because that offseason was 70 days. And they went deep again to the playoffs. And LeBron has played 18 years in this league. And we're starting to see where you're going to inevitably break down.
Sure.
At one point, right? And I think that had he had that full off season and this was a regular year and that never happened last year and they won it all and he got his, whatever, how many days they get off, 150 days. I think it was cut in half, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty aggressive. You're asking a lot out of him. And he was playing at an MVP level before he got hurt.
He was like every night I'd watch him play and it's like he's just like a machine.
High ankle, but a high ankle sprain is a bad
very, very bad injury.
Correct.
You're better off breaking the damn leg.
And if you watched he played that back-to-back a couple weeks back when he came back, that second game, I mean, he really looked like a shell of himself. He didn't play well at all. Like he wasn't even in it. The night before he missed that shot at the end, they lost the game.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I get all LeBron's, he's older. I don't get Anthony Davis's injuries.
Yeah, he's had a lot of them, though. He's had a lot of them in his career.
He's almost come out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, this, that, the other thing. What's going on?
Yeah, but let me pull Davis's stats, not his stats, but for the year, for his career. He has missed a lot of games in his career. He's 28 years old.
Which is really not that old.
But listen to this, okay? So his rookie season, he played 64 games. That could be, he only started 60. So he was out there. 67 his second year, 68 his third year, 61 his fourth year in the league. He played 75 and 75. Then he went down to 56 games. These are pretty extensive injuries when you're out 20,
Well,
30
that
games a year.
56 games, was that the year?
That was his last year in New Orleans.
Okay, well, that probably was a little over exaggerated with those numbers because he was kind of being
You don't want to play.
again. We at some point, a lot of people weren't thinking that he was injured. He just didn't want to play for them.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is take that 82 game season, right? And you're missing 15 to 20 games a year. He's been in the league for 10 years, 9 years. He's missed the full season.
Right. I would say he's averaging under 70 games a season. If he was probably at a 70 game or higher clip a season, even you don't have to play 82. Right. I would say if he was at that 70 or above, then he'd probably be fine.
I mean, his stats are way down this year. Like way down. I mean, you know, he's got to have a bounce back year next year. And I know the injuries have obviously taken a toll on him, but he's averaging 21.
I know it almost seems like he's not always in basketball shape. I mean, not that he's heavy or anything. I mean, I don't know, maybe he's not training right or something.
Or maybe he got a little bit, you know, too big for his britches.
Well, yeah, all of a sudden he won an NBA title.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, I think again, he's always been injury prone. So now you're asking him to come back after 70 days. He's been out, I think, more games than LeBron this year. He's only played 33 games this year.
Yeah, I know.
And he's averaging what, 21 and 8. I mean, it's good numbers, 22 and 8, but that's not his numbers.
I mean, they have a decent. I think they have a pretty decent bench. You know, or in some of the starters, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. You got Drummond.
I'll tell you.
You got the other guy. What the hell's his name? The rookie. He's the second year guy. I really like him. He Huber. Forgot his name. Huber.
What
team? Lakers. Hold on, I'll get his name.
This is the guys that know 95% of everything that's happening in sports, and then we make up the extra 5. I'll tell you, though, you know what would be interesting? And, you know, you guys know I'm a Warriors fan, but I would love to see them play a playoff game. That would be really, really interesting. You put, you know, Curry against LeBron in a playoff game. That could get really...
I would have to give the...
But the edge would go to LeBron.
Well, hold on.
What? Go ahead.
I'm gonna give it all to LeBron. I'll give from the 3-point in to LeBron, but I'll give the 3-pointer beyond to Curry.
Well, we know that, but who's gonna?
Dude, he's just it almost looks like he closes his eyes when he shoots.
Yeah, did you see him the other night? I mean, it was unreal.
Just throwing it out.
What was up last year with him and his wife? What was that situation?
What happened?
Him and his wife, Steph Curry. Was there something going on last year or something?
I don't know. That I didn't realize.
Something about
but listen, I mean, if they play in that tournament, though, do you give the Warriors a chance to win the game? Could they win that series?
There's going to be a major upset on either side. I think it's a great format.
I mean, it's great for basketball fans.
Oh yeah,
to see that is that a one and done?
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the one where if you're the higher seed, you win one game, you're done. If you're the lower seed, you have to win 2 games.
So the Warriors would technically have to beat them 2 times in a row.
Yes.
Oof.
Or 2 out of 3.
The problem is the Warriors, you know, that bench is...
No, not 2 out of 3. No, it has to be the first game, right?
So all over the place. Either way, I think that it would be fun to watch, obviously, but I think the Lakers would have to be favored as long as LeBron is somewhat healthy. Doesn't have to be 100% healthy, but Davis has got to be pretty... Davis will dominate in that series, in that couple games. That would be frightening.
I forgot about Kyle Kuzma, who I really like, and even Marc Gasol. He's definitely a shell of himself.
I don't like Kuzma. I think Kuzma has not lived up to anything. I think they traded away those other guys when they had a chance to trade away Kuzma, and they should have kept.
You know what it looks like to me? I think Kuzma. I don't know how I say it. Sometimes he looks like he plays scared. Like he's got.
I don't think you never see him being a leader of the floor.
He's got that deer in the headlight because he's afraid. He's afraid to go against LeBron or Anthony Davis. You know, some of the senior guys who've been in the league. Like he's afraid if he says something, they're gonna I don't know. Maybe they knock him around in the locker room. What the hell?
What you're seeing is that Kuzma has yet to really shown that he could have any leadership without those guys on the floor, right?
Yeah.
When they're injured. I mean, he had a chance to really step it up these last 10, 15 games. I mean, I would think that he would be their so-called leader on their team at this point. He's 4 years into his career, and he continues to drop year over year from an average of points average that he averages per game. Probably because of the addition, obviously, of LeBron. He's going to
definitely.
I mean, but I don't see leadership out of him. I don't see where he takes control of the floor. You know,
I see a deer in the headlights sometimes.
Yeah.
He looks like he's playing like scared or something's going to happen. We'll just play.
Do you know who drafted him?
Who's that?
Who drafted him?
Do you know who drafted him? What team?
Originally, no, I don't.
Brooklyn.
Oh,
Who?
Kuzma.
Really?
Yeah, drafted by Brooklyn, 27 pick.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, probably
predetermined.
He was drafted by Brooklyn. He was drafted by Brooklyn with the 27th pick out of Utah. But
all right, let's move on real quick. We'll do a basketball talk. Oh, almost. Damn it. Now 2-0 Seton Hall. I
thought your food arrived from just past your house.
So you dropped your hamburger or something?
Nah.
While we've been talking, just to let you know, it's at 44 cents now.
Oh, Jesus.
We lost a penny.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about this. I saw this the other day on Facebook.
What's that?
Hunter.
Yeah, tell us about Hunter. What he won?
Yeah, he
right?
won. I mean, they went up against Drexel for the championship for the freshman 8 boat. It was them against Drexel, and Drexel's like their arch enemy because they're right there. And he won. It was pretty cool. He was super pumped. I don't know if you guys saw. Did you see the video where they all threw him in the in the river? They threw the coxswain in the river, and then they all jumped in and celebrated. It was pretty cool. I mean, he's really hit a little bit of a stride this year. He did good last year, definitely as a senior in high school, but that was all screwed up because of the COVID. And now that COVID is deteriorating a little bit, we're starting to see that he's getting out more on the boat, and he was able to participate in events. So he's done well. I mean, I talked to him after. I can't even understand him because he's been screaming so much. And I'm like, man.
That's got to be awesome, right? That's got to be the best position. Imagine being the short. What sport can you be the shortest guy in the team and get to yell at the big guys the whole time?
Literally scream at them. Like, he sends me recordings. I mean, they're just screaming at these guys. Like, it's like, oh my Lord, but he really enjoys it. So it's
the position is important. He's like the beat or the tempo of a song.
Steers the boat. They have to steer, and they have to, react, I guess, to how.
There's a C, which is the coxswain. What's the B?
You're talking to the wrong person. We got to bring him in.
There's one kid. The position is a B. I don't know what a B is.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, hold on.
A B.
Frank, you should know this stuff. I mean, you've been known as the mountain of misinformation on your whole life.
Frank's a little bit off right now tonight.
Right?
36 minutes in, Frank, and you're you threw somebody out of the room. You threw somebody out of the room who walked in behind you.
That was my wife.
I know.
She goes, "How many guests do you have?" I'm like, "Get out of here."
One. You.
I'm trying to find somebody to be our mystery guest, but I'm still looking.
Oh, that would be great.
Gotta see who's online.
Can you literally just instant message them and then have them? I always say instant message, like it's AOL.
Well, the invite. I said you guys, same thing. They get the invite, and if they click it, they come on.
Oh, that'd be great.
But then again, you also need that in the world of video and live video, especially. You kind of need to have permission to get someone's. I don't know how far we get with that, but
Oh, I don't think you need permission for the old folks.
Okay, so he's on an 8-man team.
He's an 8-man team.
So there's the stern, which is the coxswain. There's the stroke or 8 seat. the 7-seat, 6-seat, 5-seat, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the bow.
The bow. What he was talking about today was they were going out today because he's got one more big tournament coming up. And they were going out today and they were seating the guys individually into different positions of the boat to see what is going to be the best like chemistry, I guess, for this upcoming race. They do change them by races, I guess. They're not just always in the 3rd seat or the 4th seat. You know how like you have like baseball where you have like, batters, 1 through 9. I think usually but it's usually more consistent in baseball where if you're, the cleanup batter, you're always going to be
right.
I'd like they're not going to move Aaron Judge to the 8th spot.
Listen, buddy, you only got 40 rows in. The other guy got 52. I don't know how that happened. And you broke your oar.
I don't know how it works, but either way.
TV talk, guys. Little TV talk. Mayans. You watched the latest one, Jay?
I did. I watched it last night.
Right, it's good.
This season has gotten really good for me. Yeah, this is good. Did you're caught up now?
Yeah.
So we have one more to go in this season.
Really? Already?
They've only done 10 the first 2, so I'm assuming
that's the beauty yet curse of the cable series like that.
I know. I don't like that. I wish that they would put it out all out at once and you could just
You get 10 to 13 and the season's done. Unlike network TV where it's usually 22, 23 episodes a season.
Yeah, but this one had a lot of surprises. This past episode was pretty intense.
Yes.
It was good. I don't think it competes with Sons of Anarchy necessarily. No. I think you have to accept that Sons of Anarchy is probably one of the greatest shows of all time.
I think it's top 5, yeah.
I think it's up there, and then mine is a really good spin-off though. It's almost like, you got to take like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yes.
Right? It's like they're really good. I don't think it's Breaking Bad necessarily, and I don't think mine.
With Better Call Saul, that this last upcoming season, we gotta check. When's that coming out? It's gotta be soon.
I have to get caught up. I only watched the first 4, and I believe there's 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch the last season.
The last season, number 6, the one that's forthcoming, it's gonna be must watch TV because all the crazy stuff's gonna happen.
And they're all gonna cut. They're starting to come back from the past. A lot of those characters have been showing up, so that's pretty cool.
So Jersey Frank, what are you watching these days?
Me?
Three's Company, the Jeffersons.
Pimple Popper, that's his thing.
Pimple Popper. I watch a lot of movies. Actually, what did I just watch? I just watched Tenet.
Oh, what did you think? I had a hard time with it.
Dude, yeah. I'm like, what the hell am I watching? Where
I'll tell you. Yeah, I have to watch it again.
I definitely gotta watch it 2 or 3 times.
You have to be like really ready to roll with that movie.
And I missed like the first 15 minutes.
Oh, you're done. Yeah, you're done with those movies. You don't sit late with the popcorn and wait.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
Show up when you want to. I mean, it looked good though.
What I'm watching now that I never had finished way back when. Rome.
I never watched it.
I remember watching the first season, and then that's when I was living in Vegas, so I never finished the second season. And you know what? It's like, all right, I'm almost done with it. It's not too bad.
What is it? What is it on?
That series.
HBO.
Oh, it is HBO?
Yeah, it'd be on. If you go on now, it's on one of those like they list all their past shows. Like, I loved. One show I loved was Entourage. The hell was that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Entourage fan.
I wasn't a big Entourage fan either, and I know a lot of people were.
Like, I watched a couple episodes. Actually, I think the movie was kind of funny.
I don't.
Pisses me off too. It's on HBO Max. They had, and I watched them because I've never seen any of the Fast and Furious movies,
and I never will.
And I figured, I sit here at night. I do my work. I like to have something, when I'm doing my work here, like on the TV, I can kind of like half watch, so to speak. So I actually enjoyed the first 2 Fast and Furious movies. But then, these cable companies, they put the first 2 on, or the other 5. I mean, let's have some consistency here.
I've never watched one.
Not the rest of them.
I don't even know who's. There's another one coming out, right?
That's
Yep.
the last one, right?
Who knows?
Well, that's like the Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah.
We thought in 1987 was the last one, and they're still doing it.
I've never been into horror movies because of two things. One, Poltergeist.
That's a great movie.
The original one is like.
That's a great movie.
And then number two, right? When I was younger, and we used to, all the family used to get together at my aunt's house on a Friday night, hanging out, family together. My one cousin's husband, God rest his soul, he passed away, I think it's 20 years now. But, all the little kids would go upstairs to the upstairs apartment by, my other cousin. And one night he had us sitting there watching Trilogy of Terror as a young kid.
Wait, are there three scary horror movies, or
the three movies into one? And all I needed to see was the last one, the most famous one with Karen Black and that little voodoo.
It's called a Zuni fetish doll.
My God,
what movie is this?
It's called Trilogy of Terror.
Watch it on YouTube. I think
I've never seen it.
You got to watch that and report back next week. It is
really
when you're like 7, 8, 9 years old and you're watching this movie, you're
like Leprechaun.
Worse than a leprechaun.
And the crazy thing is,
scary?
Yes. And the crazy thing was, it's the
that thing.
And it was
what I used to look like when I would get mad at work, Frank.
Unga bunga, unga bunga bunga.
And it was crazy about it is that was like a regular network production. It wasn't like a cable. They decided to do a horror series or something. That's one effed up, scary ass movie. So see that and Poltergeist, forget about it. I'm not watching horror movies.
You know what was great? Remember Creep Show?
Yeah, Creep Show.
That was good.
Yeah.
The only thing I would like though was the Scream series because it was kind of like a spoof of.
That was like a comedy horror.
Yeah, the first one was pretty cool. The second one was okay. After that, I'm like, how many Screams are you gonna make?
Right. We should make a Scream.
The first one was pretty good though. I would say that.
Yeah, Trilogy of Terror. I've never seen it, but
you guys got to watch that and report back to me next week.
That little Zuni fetish doll, he's pretty scary.
We should do one of those where everybody watches together now. They have like these.
Like you go on and watch movies together on the app or something.
Yeah.
There's another kind of movie that's similar to that. It's called Puppet Master.
Oh, that I've seen.
Oh my God, that's crazy too.
Those are good. You know, what was a good one. Remember Children of the Corn?
Yes.
That was pretty wild.
Yes.
That was pretty.
He who walks behind the rose.
That was good. Pet Cemetery was good.
Pet Cemetery, the original, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Oh, that
a Stephen King one.
In the movies.
What's that?
Did we see that in the movies, Frank?
What?
Pet Cemetery?
No, I've only seen it at home.
I remember walking out of the movie. Maybe I was with Jeff or somebody. I remember walking out of the movies. We were laughing because the whole thing was like Clovis, like the stupid cat that just did. I don't know, Clovis.
I don't know. I always remember that movie when I think about that little kid getting hit by the semi truck. I don't know.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, and I think that was the guy. What's his name? The guy that played Herman Munster.
Oh yes, he was in it. Yes.
That was, I think, his last movie that he made.
Yes.
Is that before? No, he was in.
He was in My Cousin Vinny. He was the judge.
Oh, that's right. He was the judge.
But I think My Cousin Vinny was before Pet Cemetery. But I'm not 100% sure. I don't know.
All right, you guys ready for Battle Me?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Hold on.
What are we battling today? Colors?
This one that came to me last night. We're going to call this the Battle Me 90s edition.
Oh, I think you're going to talk about like ramen noodles or something else.
Ramen noodles. Oh, come on. I can't think of carbs right now. You're killing me. So I was doing my stuff last night, and a couple of these popped in my head, and you guys could add your own, obviously.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Let's roll.
90s edition. Who was the who is the better? Two categories. Who was the better pop star overall? Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera? Sidebar part 2, who was hotter?
Oh my God, it's not even close.
Who?
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Not even close. Now, was she the better singer? No.
No.
Was she more talented? No. But she was the bigger pop star of the 90s. I mean, there's not even a comparison. I don't think, right, Frank?
No. She just kept coming out with hit after hit after
Bobby's
hit
being
after
very
hit.
quiet. Mr. Blackjack over there may be thinking something different.
Christina Aguilera, because she had, Genie in a Bottle was the first one.
Yeah.
That's a little more consistent.
Okay, what was the second one?
No, definitely not. Now, Christina Aguilera is more talented, better singer, maybe even a better performer. But I think Britney Spears, and she has a really, I just found out this recently, she got a very strange setup with her money and her dad and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I don't think Britney Spears is I think she's a better performer than Christina Aguilera.
I think she does the sex appeal a little better.
Well, of course, and she lip syncs probably better,
Probably.
but she's got her Vegas show, right? She's tied into Vegas. I don't think Aguilera is
That, and she also was part of a couple of, the whole Kevin Federline thing.
Oh, yeah.
Shaved
her head.
She, shaved her head, leaving her kids in weird places. Didn't they catch her
She went through a pretty rough time. We all thought we were going to lose her.
She was you'd hear about her a lot.
Now, Christina Aguilera has disappeared. Where else she been the past 10 years?
She was on The Voice.
She's on The Voice. Or is she still on?
She was. I mean, her voice is phenomenal.
Yes.
I think The Voice now is it's still the big dude. Blake Shelton, is that his name? I lost weight.
You got Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton.
You got.
I think it's one of the Jonas Brothers.
Oh God.
It's ironically it's what's the name?
Alanis Morissette.
No, who's the one that won?
Ironic.
Who's the one that won American Idol? For Kelly
Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
And I think what's the name? Not the hip hop guy, the R&B hip hop guy. The producer.
John Legend.
He was on there.
Lil Wayne.
The guy with the hat. Frank, who does all the beats?
Who does all the beats? You mean Timbaland?
No. The producer, the other producer. Skinny guy.
Swiss Beats?
I'm happy. Who did happy?
Oh, he's good.
The brother.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
The one name.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's like tip my tongue like
Pharrell.
Yeah. Oh,
Pharrell. I met Pharrell.
Did you?
Is he small?
He walked into Oakley. On Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Did you recognize him?
Yeah.
Really?
I recognize everybody.
All right.
I was hoping Mr. Furley would walk in, but that never happened.
Mr. Furley.
All right, next one. 90s edition.
All right.
Who is the better boy band? NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
All right. You want me to go first? I'll go first because you guys are more equipped to answer this question than I am, probably. I would only say NSYNC because of Justin Timberlake. He was in NSYNC, right? And he's the biggest out of both bands put together.
Yeah, he's the biggest star.
The biggest. I mean, does that mean? I mean, I don't.
A million things after that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that they had the catchier music. Did they have the puppet thing? They were like puppets.
Well, that was Bye Bye Bye, right? That was the.
That was a cool song. That was NSYNC. That was pretty good. Frank is like wavering here. He may go Backstreet Boys.
I do like the Backstreet Boys.
Oh. Can you say that again and let us record you? So that could be your
everybody.
Like if we had a real producer, I'm like, all right, can you cut that? Make it a promo.
All right, so Blackjack, go break the tie here.
It's funny because I actually certain stations, like I don't know if you're familiar, but down here, like 106.7 and even KTU, at least once an hour will pop on one of those 90s retro songs like that.
Yep.
Well, who has the most played song out of both of them?
I think Bye 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 is the best boy band song of all of them.
See.
Right?
Let's see.
But then again, I think Backstreet Boys, I think their best song is Backstreet's Back.
So on Spotify, with 323 million listens, is Bye Bye Bye. 323 million, guys. And Backstreet Boys, they're not even close, I would bet. But I could be wrong. Backstreet Boys is, oh my God,
Or
760 million with I Want It That Way.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I want it. I told you, man.
That was a
They were big.
surprise.
Listen, I got nothing against NSYNC. They were a great group. I liked a lot of their songs too. But I just, for some reason, I always heard people talking about Backstreet Boys, Backstreet Boys, Backstreet Boys.
So then, Frank, the bigger question is, if they were playing tonight, how much would you pay for a ticket to go see the Backstreet Boys?
Zero.
Would you pay $100?
Nope.
Would you
Nope.
pay $50?
Nope.
$25?
See, that's the issue.
You would pay $25 to go see the Backstreet Boys.
That's the exact issue you have there, Jay. Because right now, I think one of the if you were to mention the top 3 potential grossing reunion tours of today, I think NSYNC is on there.
Would they ever tour? Did they ever tour
years.
together?
No, I think they're two rivals. They're two.
Oh, really?
But
Well, that's like David Lee Roth toured with Sammy Hagar and did Van Halen songs.
But think about it.
You know what that's called, right? That's called I Need Money.
Right. I need money. I need money tour.
NSYNC hasn't toured in a long time. I think if they do a reunion tour, it'll be bonkers.
Right.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, I would pay $25 to go see the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, I think. Like, probably NSYNC I would, because if Justin Timberlake was there.
See, that's the problem here's the problem with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys touring together. Who the F opens up and who's the headliner?
No, they just flip a coin every night. Or they just, it doesn't matter. I mean, they just.
Okay, we have to flip it. I think
here's what you would do. What you would do is get a couple from each band.
I was going to say that.
And have them sing each other's songs.
Or make a super band.
Yeah.
And add in, let New Kids on the Block open up for them.
Oh, jeez.
They might fall over and break a leg. They're old.
They're our age.
They're still touring.
Yeah, I know.
So
Now, are they better?
What?
Oh, sorry. Are they better?
Who? New Kids?
Is New Kids? I know we're bringing New Kids on the Block into this, but is New Kids on the Block better than NSYNC and Backstreet Boys?
No.
I don't think they're better. They just trailblazed.
They're the original. They were like.
Were they the 80s? Were they the 80s or the 90s?
80s.
So they were about 7 to 10 years prior.
Yeah, a good 7%.
Okay.
And I think also, actually, who know the original boy band really?
Yeah, no, I know it wasn't. It was
Menudo.
Yeah, Menudo.
Right.
I
No,
mean,
you want to go? Let's go a little beyond that, and you could go to
5. Really?
Jackson 5.
You could go beyond that into the 50s and 60s. With
We're
a
gonna
lot of
go
the
Yeah.
what's the place? The Smokey Robinson?
Temptations.
The Temptations. Yeah.
Temptations, that's a whole nother.
I mean, the Jackson 5. I think we're untouchable. If you want to put them all in one bucket and pull out the best, the Jackson 5 were.
I agree.
Incredible. I mean, listen to their music now. You can still listen to it. In fact, I may turn it on in a couple minutes.
So who's the Frank? Who's your vote here?
Backstreet Boys.
Jay?
I'll go NSYNC only because I'm a Justin Timberlake fan. I like his stuff.
I'm a big Justin Timberlake fan.
I would see him in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. So, well, who would you go with then?
I'm going to say NSYNC. I'm looking at the overall body of music. There's some ballads, like Backstreet Boys has a great song that Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely. I think it's awesome, like somber, like mood song if you're having a bad day. And then NSYNC has another. NSYNC has a great, very underrated. What's the song I'm thinking of? NSYNC.
Which one? I can pull it up. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Some of the meaning of being lonely is Backstreet Boys, right? And NSYNC has it's very wedding type song. Oh geez, yeah, pull up their catalog.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We have. Is it a top song? This I promise you. It's gonna be me.
This I promise you.
Okay, tearing up my heart.
Tearing up my heart. See, that's the second best song, right? So if you go head to head, song by song, it's a very interesting battle here.
Yeah,
it's close. It's definitely close. I don't hate NSYNC.
And I know from a DJ standpoint, if I'm in a bar somewhere and I have the right crowd, I could play. I would actually do NSYNC. Bye into Backstreet's Back, and they go effing nuts. Throw in a little
that'd be a good mix.
Spice Girls, you know.
Spice Girls, and you throw in Britney Spears, Toxic.
Little Britney, yeah. So you throw in a couple of like, those very well known, like everybody knows the bye dance, right? I think that itself puts them over the edge.
I have never seen the bye. I don't know how to do the bye dance. So
I don't know how to do it.
Go ahead, do it.
Bye thing.
No, go ahead, do it.
I don't know.
We'll watch.
I will pack. Any more? I'm done with my end. Any more on your end? Any battles? Any 90s things you can think of?
I mean, we just went dance, like pop dance, I guess. Teenage boys.
Who would be your top 90s rock band? To me, Counting Crows.
Oasis.
Yeah.
Rock band.
Like,
Oasis.
Like in their music, being a fan of the band.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of Oasis, but I'm a huge fan of the Counting Crows.
I know
just
that.
Different types of music. I mean, did you hear the new Counting Crows song? Just got released?
No.
Really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, go listen to it.
What's awesome about the Counting Crows is like that dude banged everybody, man. And he's like the most ordinary looking dude in the world.
The one great thing about the Counting Crows is that if you listen to music like now by them, like if you literally listen to their new single and listen to their stuff, 25 years ago, it's really not that different. Like it's really not. Like you could like, maneuver those songs back and forth between the last 25 years. Where Oasis broke up. So we'll never know. Pissed me off. Pisses a lot of people off.
All right, real quick, we're now signing off Blackjack TV. We're still on Blackjack TV prime time. So the Vibes Sports and Hip Hop will come on next. Our buddy Sean, who was on the draft night broadcast, his first show is on tonight. So if you're watching, we just switched over and now we're live on Facebook and Blackjack.
You know what's a great album that I just listened to? I've been listening to it for the last year and a half. The new Stone Temple Pilots album.
Really?
It is. Well, they have a new singer, obviously.
I would hope so.
If they didn't, then that wouldn't be that good.
Well, this kind of fits in. No, that's good. This kind of fits in, right? Because they're 90s.
Yeah, they're 90s. Yeah, they're 90s.
But I think we forgot about somebody.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I mean, what about Pearl Jam?
Great band.
They're
incredible.
90s.
All right, here's the ultimate. You think NSYNC and Backstreet Boys is tough? Go head to head with Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
Oh, I think Pearl Jam kills Nirvana.
Pearl Jam beats them. Nirvana didn't have enough.
Nirvana had 3 albums, or Pearl Jam, and not even just to say up to that point. I mean, Nirvana had that huge hit, right, which changed a lot of the way music.
Yeah,
that was the Smells Like Teen Spirit was the official end of the 80s hair band era.
I know. Right. We were all mourning. We all went into mourning for about 6 months. But I mean, I think Pearl Jam, longevity, songwriting, Eddie Vedder.
I mean, if Kurt Cobain would have been alive longer, maybe we'd be having a different discussion.
Right. Yeah.
More popular song. I would say probably the more popular song would be Smells Like Teen Spirit and even Come As You Are. They were super popular songs.
Yeah, those two were huge songs.
I actually love Nirvana. They have 2 slower songs I love to death. I love 4th of July. What's that? The Bad. It's kind of like an acoustic song.
Oh.
And then I love The Man Who Sold the World.
That's a great
song. I know that one.
But that's a cover.
beats.
Isn't that a David Bowie cover?
Yes,
I think so.
beats David Bowie.
Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, that's a great. But they did that on Unplugged.
Unplugged, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. But I mean, you listen to like that first album by Pearl Jam, 10.
Oh my God. I think
to back.
We were mentioning last week about our top 5, top 10 songs of all time. I would have to put Black as one of my top 10 songs of all time.
That's an incredible song.
Black, Jeremy,
Alive.
Their catalog is awesome.
I heard last night. It was pretty awesome. I've never heard this before because I was doing my Uber Eats last night, and it was Mother's Day. DHA had a little block of music at the end, and Pearl Jam actually covered Pink Floyd's Mother, and that was pretty damn good.
They've done a lot of covers. I never heard that cover. They did Neil Young, obviously. Rockin' the Free World was a big cover for them. They did Crazy Mary, which is a great song. I don't know if you guys ever heard Crazy Mary.
Crazy Mary, no.
That's a cover, but they didn't do it on their album. It was like a compilation album or something that they did for something many, many years ago. That was great. Great song.
I'm more of a casual Pearl Jam person. I mean, I listen to some of their stuff once in a while, but I have to say, probably one of the most distinguishable and best voices out there was Eddie Vedder. I mean, his voice was phenomenal. And I mean, I'm sure they didn't use auto-tune back then, but it almost sounds like his voice is auto-tuned. I mean, he's got these different levels of octaves he can hit, and I mean, I was like, it's.
You ever see him in concert?
No, I haven't.
I did. Yeah.
I would say his singing is almost hypnotic when you listen to it.
I saw them with I don't remember who I saw them with, but I saw them in Miami.
I saw them once. Now my cousins, and Frank knows a lot of my cousins and their friends. They're huge Pearl Jam fans. I'm talking like they're diehard Pearl heads.
Yeah, I remember plenty of those nights. We're hanging out with them, going to the diner in Totowa, and all they're putting on is Pearl Jam. I'm like, can we listen to anything else other than Pearl Jam? They're just like replaying that damn CD.
And the one time I did go see Pearl Jam with them, Nassau College, Jones Beach, and they were filming a special. I lucked out. They played all the hits that night.
Really?
You know, you're like Springsteen. They don't play the same set every night.
Yeah.
It's like I happened to luck out. The one show I went to go see was the one I knew most of the songs of. Otherwise, they go into their jams and stuff, and you know.
So I'm going to throw this back a little. Now, the interesting part about both of you guys, I have both worked with you professionally. So I've worked with Jay, and me and Rob, not DJing, but we worked at another job together.
Okay.
We worked at a law firm. So we used to carpool a lot. So a couple of episodes ago on our show, we were talking about the songs we used to listen to. The two songs that we were listening to, I believe, were Stone Temple Pilots' Vaseline, and we would listen to the Green Day Dookie album.
Wow.
And I think, what was it? One song we liked, I think, was like Basket Case.
No, I liked Longview.
Longview.
Which is what? What is Longview about, Frank?
Is that the one? Is that the one with the girl who's just like using them?
Oh, Stacks is on the wrong show, buddy. Stacks, you're on the wrong show. You're the one.
It's called Longview on Dookie, right?
Yeah.
Longview, yeah. Longview's about basketball.
Longview. Can you guys hear this?
Longview is by far my most favorite.
Can you hear
we
that?
used to listen to the other one. What's the song where?
Yep.
Yes.
That's Longview.
Yeah.
Good song.
But is that the one where the guy's being used by the girl?
In the video?
That's no. You're thinking of Offspring. You're thinking of
Offspring.
Offspring. I hated that band.
Really?
Oh, I loved Offspring. Yeah, that's the one. It was Offspring.
They were such wannabes.
Wasn't he a doctor who then turned out to be a rock star or something?
I don't know. The Offspring is still playing
music. You're thinking of Frank. You're thinking of Offspring. You're thinking of I know what song you're thinking of. I can't think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love that song because you're like, yeah.
This one?
No, that's the Give It To Me, Baby. Pretty fly for a white guy.
No, I know that one. That's a good one.
Which one? You're gonna go far, kid?
No.
First album.
First album.
What?
First album.
I don't know what album that is.
Oh, Self-Esteem.
Smash.
Self-Esteem. Yeah.
Oh, this one right here. Let's see.
Yes, that one.
It's a good song.
It was pretty crazy though. Like,
what does that sound like? I
What
mean,
do you
they ripped off Nirvana.
Yeah, a little bit, but I like this. It's the story that he's telling. He's waiting up 3 o'clock in the morning, waiting for this chick to call him, and she calls him up, and he goes over there for like an hour, and then she tells him basically to leave.
They just released a new album called "Let the Bad Times Roll."
Oh,
jeez.
That's right. It was The Offspring.
You know, it's pretty odd, pretty weird. Like I'm a big when I'm at night when I'm driving around, like I like 104.3 classic rock, right? A lot of these songs now are being played on 104.3. Like now,
dude. Well, what are they gonna play? They're gonna play what, 50s and 60s?
That's over. That would be like 100. You're right. I mean, remember Def Leppard?
Oh, I love Def Leppard.
I mean, they were a great band.
We'll do a segment. We'll do next week. We'll do our bucket list of bands we want to see live that we haven't seen yet.
Okay. I love this.
Def Leppard is definitely on there because I love most of their songs. I just never seen them in concert.
I triple threat. Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and Bon Jovi. I like to see all those guys together. They should do a tour together.
All right, but
you're almost there because you have Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joe and Jet, and who's the other headliner?
I do like Joe and Jet a lot too.
That's the big concert that's coming back next year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Joan Jett, and Poison.
But it's a very expensive concert though. But you're paying for you're paying.
A lot of fun though.
Nostalgia.
Wait, before we go though, we didn't bring up one thing. We got to talk about Tebow.
Tebow signed as a tight end.
Do you like it? Do you like the signing?
I love it.
You do?
I've been, dude. I was saying it from when he got let go from the Broncos and the Jets picked him up. Was it the Jets picked him up or the Patriots picked him up first?
I think the Patriots picked him up and then the Jets.
So, he just kept getting cut. And I said, when he got let go, I said, listen, let's face it. He's got bad mechanics as a
Actually, he never played on the Patriots in a game. He played in the preseason.
Yes, you're right.
So it was just he played the Jets was the last time he's played, and that was 2012.
So he has bad mechanics as a quarterback. We all know that. He beat our beloved Steelers in a playoff game. We all know that. But I always said he's an athlete.
Right.
Why? And I'm going to be totally honest. I don't think it was any team he was on. I think it was all him. Get your head out of your butt. Stop being stubborn and a mule, and play a different position. You're an athlete. You could play quite a few positions. And I always said the two positions he would excel at would it be your fullback or some kind of hybrid running back and a tight end.
I mean, he's really gotten the short end of the stick. Let's be honest. I mean, he should have never been let go the way he did out of Denver. That was terrible. I mean, when you look at his stats there, he threw, I mean, it was 17 touchdowns, 9 picks in 2 years he was with them, right? But he never really got a chance. And he won a playoff game. But he has a winning record, right? He never, something happened somewhere with him and Elway, man. It just didn't click, and he was just gone.
Well, I think Elway, and I got nothing against John Elway. I think he was a good quarterback. I think he does. I've seen him in some interviews recently about now he's, the big guy in Denver. I think he's got, he's a little bit of an attitude because
he does. But
he was a player.
How many, I mean, he could have played football for the last 10 years. He could have played. I truly believe that Tim Tebow would have been a pretty good player in the NFL. I'm not saying he would have been a Hall of Famer. Maybe wouldn't have been
not even a Pro Bowler.
But he was a great leader to have on your team.
He would have been a consistent contributor.
Right. And I think that's why it's a good sign for the Jaguars, because he's coming into a team which, one, he has a relationship with the head coach. Two, he's got experience, right? Both not just in football, but in life. Super positive guy. We all know that. I think it's there's nothing but upside for him. What would be incredible is if he actually put up really solid stats and was able to catch like 5 to 7 touchdowns and 40 catches on the year. That'd be awesome.
Wait, hold on. Did you say contributor?
Yeah.
Yeah, did I?
Contributor.
Contributor, whatever.
Oh, did I see that? Oh, sorry. So either way.
Sorry, Mrs. Grimes. My bad.
Guy to my what side are you on? You're over here. This guy.
I'm on this side.
I'm on that side. No, either way. I mean, I think you can't lose by signing him.
No. I mean, obviously, Urban Meyer knows him better than anybody else, right? And if he thinks there's something there,
right,
he's gonna try to find. And they were saying also they didn't sign Tyler Eifert, so there's a need for a tight end, and they drafted a rookie. So there's definitely.
Did you see what Ryan Clark said about him?
No.
Which I thought was a little. I don't think it's right. He said that it sent a bad message to the Jags. I mean, why would it send a bad message to the Jaguars about signing a player that?
Well, first of all, you're not signing him as a quarterback. You're signing him at a totally different position.
Right, so he's not going to even compete for that backup position at quarterback.
So you don't have to worry if something happened to Trevor Lawrence or they're playing in garbage time. Now you got
the green jeans or whatever he wears, the cutoff jeans. What's his name? The quarterback for the Jaguars.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence.
No. The
Big Bird.
Oh, Minshew?
Yeah, Minshew. You got him. He's going to be a solid backup.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that Minshew, as much as I'm not a huge fan, I didn't think he was a bad player. He didn't really play that bad.
No, he was.
He didn't have anybody to throw to the second that.
Name a receiver on the team. Can you name
Correct. Well, we did. We had receivers, and then they got hurt, and they were let go.
By the way, did you see the other news last night?
No.
What's his name? Metcalf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was in that relay.
It was incredible. He ran a 10.36.
He tried out for the Olympic team. Finished last.
No, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Finished 9 out of 10. It's still ran a 10.36.
What we have to remember is that the guy who won ran like a 9.9, a 10.36.
Yeah, but you know what? He got mad respect from both NFL guys for even trying out, and even the track guys who do this for a living were like, you know what? That's pretty impressive.
Here's my question. How big was the guy who got first place?
Not even close.
DK Metcalf.
Right.
Metcalf is a tank on 2 legs.
He had at least 40 pounds over everybody else in that field. And that was probably the biggest difference. If he's weighing, 180
he's a little
right
leaner.
now, it's a different he's right.
He's a little leaner. Geez, he might be, top 5.
Yeah, exactly.
How would Tyreek Hill compare in that field, do you think?
I think he'd do pretty good.
I don't know if Tyreek Hill is a guy off the starting line though. I'm not sure how that plays into it.
Speed thing. It's a different.
I think Tyreek Hill needs a little bit more, and then he explodes.
Well, his thing is, if you notice a lot of his touchdowns and a lot of his successful routes, he breaks it. He goes into
correct,
and once he hits that break, he accelerates, and they can't do nothing for. They can't do nothing with him. He just basically burns you.
I love Tyreek Hill.
Whereas Metcalf, he's a downhill runner for a wide receiver, and not only that, he's a tank.
Who would you rather have?
Metcalf.
Real? Oh, I'd rather have Hill. I'd rather have Hill.
I like them both.
Tyreek Hill can be stopped. Tyreek Hill is dominant, but he can be stopped. Metcalf's a effing tank.
No,
he gets things open. There's no attack on him.
I'm gonna pick, but I'm picking Metcalf for a couple of those reasons, but one other reason.
What's that?
I like Metcalf's attitude. I don't always like Tyreek Hill's attitude.
He's quieter. Well, Tyreek Hill has had some off-field problems.
He's not a murderer, right? Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
No, Tyreek Hill didn't kill anybody.
It's okay. It's okay to be loud on the field, but if you got to be loud when you're losing and when you're winning, not only when you're winning.
Tyreek Hill's an explosive player, a little bit different. I would
Great
say
player.
Metcalf. I mean, they both have 2 great players that throw them the ball. I mean, really, they're both in great situations, to be honest with you. I would take either one. I just think Tyreek Hill. Well, Tyreek Hill's been around a little bit longer, I think, than Metcalf, right? So we got to give Metcalf like 2 more years and let's see where he is, because he could be unbelievable. I mean, he got he had a little bit of a up and down season though last year. He got really hot, and then he came down toward the end when Wilson started to play.
He had a couple of injuries.
Right.
He was nicked up a little bit.
But Tyreek Hill last year, I mean, he was dominant. I mean, that one game, obviously.
Oh my God! Against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, there's this guy, me, who had him and drafted him.
That's okay. I had him the year before,
and I would draft him.
I had DK Metcalf.
I mean, it's not he's a better fantasy player. It doesn't make him a better player. Tyreek Hill had 87 catches last year, guys. 15 touchdowns, 1,300 yards receiving. I mean, and he was second on the team. That's scary. To Kelsey, who had 105 receptions.
Well, I mean, but Kelsey's, I mean, he's a bigger target. He's stronger. I mean, he breaks a hell of a lot more tackles.
What's amazing is that when you I'm looking at the stats right now for Tyreek Hill. In his third year, he had 87 receptions for 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns. We don't really talk about that much. Then he went down a little bit because he was hurt the following year when they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, he still had 58 catches for 860 and 7 touchdowns. And last year he bounced back pretty big. But he's had a really nice career. Round 5.
Western Alabama.
Wow. Yep. West Alabama, pick 165.
So, guys, as we talk about football real quick, we'll end the show with a little see what's up with the Steelers. Don't forget our boy Mikey Dare. His team is playing for the FCS championship on, I think it's Saturday or Sunday. I think Saturday.
Really?
They're playing South Dakota State for the championship of that level. He is the backup quarterback, so he's not playing unless the main guy gets hurt. But he doesn't get a lot of screen time because they show him on the sidelines talking to the quarterback. And they had a hell of a comeback on Saturday. I was watching that game. They were down like three touchdowns.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I did look up the box score. I was like, oh wow. And then I looked at play-by-play. I was like, geez, they came roaring back.
The previous game before that he played because I saw he was 1 for 3 with some passing yards. So something must have happened.
Wait, was it his brother that played at Rutgers?
No, that is Mikey. Same guy.
Same guy. Okay, my bad. So he went from Rutgers to there. Is he an EP guy? Is he an EP kid?
Here's the story.
He went to that Pennsylvania college.
Did he? Okay.
Here's the story. He went from Ellen Park to Rutgers. He was signed by my guy. What's his name? Kyle Flood when he was the coach. Flood was fired that year, his first year. And the other chair came in who was horrible. So I happened to have a couple ties. I was doing some broadcasting for the team he played for next, which was Lackawanna.
That's right, Lackawanna.
Lackawanna Community College, which is up in Scranton. So he ended up going there for a year, started, got some game tape finally on him, and then he had multiple offers, and he decided on Sam Houston State.
How old is he now?
He just turned. His birthday was last week. He's got to be like 24. I mean, he's probably. You might get a look because of his size,
right?
If he wanted it. But I know talking to his dad that he's going for his master's degree because it's his 5th year, and he's going to stay in Houston and become a cop.
Good. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Great.
That's good to see. A little local boy doing something good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then any Steelers talk at the end before we wrap up?
Been pretty quiet. Been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't know. This season right now for me is kind of up in the air. Losing Pouncey, losing Villanueva.
That was a big loss.
I mean, I know Villanueva did a little. Talked a little negative about Ben and Juju and all that, which I kind of believe him. I think he's a pretty straight shooter. So again, I don't know. I'm kind of I know we got Najee Harris. I'm very happy about that. We've improved our running game, but now do we have anybody to block for him?
Well, we did.
Alignment.
Draft Kendrick Green.
I hope he does good. But
Yeah.
how much can you expect out of a rookie?
No, I know.
Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'll tell you, I'm real excited about the tight end.
Yes.
Very excited about that tight end out of Penn State, Pat Fearmuth or something.
Yeah, he was the second rated tight end, I believe, in the draft.
What's that?
Top three.
Yeah, I like him a lot, though. I was looking at some tape of him. I think he's a solid player, and I think he'll fit really well in that system. You know, Ben really hasn't. I don't want to say he hasn't had a tight end, but since Miller's been gone, he hasn't had a consistent tight end, and I don't think that's really done anything for his career. To be honest with you, Ebron was a little bit of a disappointment last year. I mean, he came off of having an incredible year, right?
He played on 2 prior teams, and guys just scoring touchdowns everywhere. Whether it's a 1-yarder or running for like a 20-yarder.
Yeah, I expected a lot more out of him last year, so I'm hoping that this year we get more consistency from him. I know he's back, so that's positive. But like you said, Frank, we gotta figure out the offensive line.
I'll tell you, I'm reading a few places. I've read once or twice already that the people are saying don't sleep on the Steelers this year.
No, I mean I don't think you could ever sleep on the Steelers.
I'm not saying they're gonna have. I'm not saying they're gonna have a bad season. I just don't know how well they can do in their division, and if they don't do good in their division, if they can get into the playoffs. And again, I'm not saying they're gonna be horrible. I just it's a toss up this year. I can honestly say, last year I was going in. I'm like, all right, everybody's healthy, this and that. We got some good receivers. But this year I don't know.
Well, real quick. I mean, let's think about it. I mean, you could go. The Steelers can go 11-5, and they could go 7-9. They could go 6-10. They could go 10-6. Like you just don't really know what's going to happen because that division is so tight that you can't say that the Bengals can't pull out a win here and there.
Nope.
Right? So you got – and then there's toss-ups to the other two teams. So we can't just disqualify the Bengals.
If you want to do it now, you might give a bit of an edge now to the Ravens because now they got Villanueva. So he may give them some of their offensive insight. I know they got a new offensive coordinator, right?
And they went pretty aggressive in the draft with wide receivers.
But even still – Villanueva might be able to say, listen, I know how you can get around their offensive guys. This is the scheme that they're running, or this is what you can do.
Right.
You do a twist, you do, this and that. And why wouldn't he? The name of the game is to win, regardless of what team you play for or what team you like.
Exactly.
And you have to remember the impact, too. You lost 2 Pro Bowl offensive linemen, and one of the guys is your center, the anchor of your line.
Yep.
That's I would say, everybody's talking about left tackle. I don't think if you don't got a good center.
I thought they were going to go out there and try to get Fisher. And they didn't. The Colts picked him up.
Yeah.
I would have liked to get him.
Don't forget.
I would like to get him. I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're 3 weeks away from the June 1st cuts. That's usually when a lot of prime players get released because of their salary implications.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I'm hoping that the Steelers brain trust over there, they're already eyeing guys that I think are going to get cut because of money and willing to, give them maybe an incentive-laden contract or something to the effect where they can bring him in. It won't kill him right away and see how they do.
Exactly.
All
right, my friends.
Let's wrap it up. Actually, we got a lot more viewers that night than we do during the day. Actually.
Oh yeah, how many viewers did we have?
I don't know. I'll see at the end, but definitely more. There's there's more now. But it's all based on timing.
2.
Nah, we have more than that.
I know. I'm kidding.
All right. Any final thoughts, Frank?
What?
Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I don't know. Be safe.
Yeah, I got a final thought. I have to go to the mall tomorrow. What time will the eyes be in?
The eyes?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
My glasses?
No, the eyes. Who do I call the eyes?
I don't know. Who are the eyes?
Who's the eyes?
The guy you work with. Who's the eyes?
Oh, Repo? You know who it is, Jay.
Who?
Come on.
Oh, okay.
Every time I walk in there, I feel like I'm being looked at, like I'm being scolded. Like I'm doing something wrong.
Jay knows the feeling too.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
He's actually he'll be there all day with me. It's just me and him.
Oh, jeez.
Just come in. Don't worry about it.
I'll see you Wednesday. I get to look like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh my God. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Have a good night. I can't wait for the next show.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.